Hey, welcome to the Amber Shows. Tuesday. Got a short week this week. I have so much to talk about that I'm not even sure if I'll be able to put everything on this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have part ones, part twos, part threes, things like that. All right, so let's get started. First thing I want to talk about is the couple that was shot 137 times in Cleveland. Cleveland should have been, this happened over a year ago, and it's just now being brought to the public eye because of the fact the cop who stood, there were a barrage of shots fired. Altogether, it was 136 shots fired. One cop alone shot 47 times, got up on top of the people's car, and shot directly inside the windshield at an unarmed couple that was in a car. He stood on top of the car. Did you hear what I said? And shot 47 times inside the car. Now, mind you, they, of course, are dead. The police officer who actually stood on top of the car and did all that, he was just on trial. So this is why it has now come to recognition where we can all find out about what happened. He was found not guilty. You know why? Because they're saying that they can't be sure that the shots that he fired were the shots that killed them, because the couple could have already been dead. The family is denouncing this, saying that the coroner has said that the shots that were fired when he stood on top of the car and shot into the car 47 times, that couple was actually alive before then, inside the car. This guy has gone scot-free, and all the other police officers who shot inside the car as well. They're walking the streets. They are not going to, they've been suspended. Nobody's saying that they're not even going back on the police force. This is horrendous. It was like they were in the scene from Set It Off. Have you ever seen the scene Set It Off in the end? This is real life. These were real people. Cleveland should be burning down everything. I'm sorry to say that, but for police officers to get away with that, oh my God. You know, this has been happening forever. The thing is, with social media, people with phones, and all type of Facebooking and MySpacing and Instagramming and Twittering and emailing, people now are being able to actually see what is going on. All this time, white folks have been killing us and getting away with it, but it was swept under the carpet. But now it's being seen all over the world, and the white people who know this is an injustice, who have some say-so in this world, are now going against what's happening, and they're standing with us as people. So it's the only thing I could say is that it's tragic, totally, totally, totally tragic. There's a movie I want you guys to see. It's called Southern Rights, R-I-T-E-S, Southern Rights, on Homebox. Check your listing, it's coming on a lot. Great documentary. It's not actually a movie, it's a documentary, and it's about what happens down in the South. You know, the Southern white people and Northern white people are two different white people. I stay in the South now, and I live in the East. So I've encountered racism myself in both the North and the South. But Northern people white people tend to hide it and laugh and grin in your face, and they tend to will get you back through job or get you fired or not hire you, but with a smile on their face, or and let you in their stores and sell you things, or in their restaurants and just smile because you're spending money, but they really in their heart don't like you. Down South, totally different. They are right in your face, the white folks. Right in your face, I don't like you, you're a nigga, and that's how it goes. You can tell that by how it happened down in Florida when the president was running. And because I was a deputy field organizer for President Obama, in the last election, I firsthand had people actually slam the door in my face telling me we're not going to vote for that nigger. So I have witnessed it myself. And just imagine the people years ago, in the 50s and the 60s and the 40s and the 30s and on back, what they have really experienced. Well, my brother just sent me also, he sent me go on Instagram, and you can look at what I'm talking about on Instagram. Look up Brother Have Enough. That's BROTHAHANEEF. So it's pronounced Brother Have Enough, like brother had enough. And look at the video with the white lady who has on the pink shirt on Instagram. And this is how they feel about us. So when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is how they feel about us, no matter how poor they are, no matter how uneducated they are, they still feel like they are better than us, many of them. Now, Southern Rights is a documentary that I want everybody to see, and it's about how they feel about us down south, and they actually, as long as we stay in our place, and they actually say that. You know, that's how they all feel, though. If we don't create, as they call it, a problem, then everything's okay. They could live right next door to us as long as we stay in our place. Don't bother them. Don't bring up anything about black power. Don't bring up anything about the uprising of the black man. Then it's okay. Otherwise, they feel like you are starting trouble. And also what I learned from Southern Rights is that I can almost feel or relate to white people. A lot of the ones in the New World Order and the KKK, these people actually know that the power of the black man, the black seed. And because of it, they feel like their race can be completely wiped out. So they're actually trying to save their race like we're trying to save our race, except they're doing it in terms of just blatantly killing us, shooting us, hanging us, lynching us. They're blatant with it, but they're trying to save their own race, because once the black seed goes into the white woman, that baby is brown and black, because you know that for a fact, because look at President Obama. Nobody ever says, all these racists that talk about President Obama, they're now on Twitter. Now that he's on Twitter, they're calling him monkeys. They said that on his site. They're calling him nigger, monkeys, get out the White House, you don't have a real birth certificate. But look, he came out of a white vagina. His mother was white. But nobody believes that. He has nothing to do with the white race. He's completely black. So if you're just have a quarter blood of black in you, you are considered black, and you are considered a target for racism. Okay, so please try and see Southern Rights. I don't want to tell you too much about it. They do a documentary on a black sheriff who wants to run, and of course he doesn't make it because he's in an all-white town in the South. About a white man who killed a black boy who was unarmed, who was invited over to his house. He didn't know anything about it, and he killed that young boy. And also about the proms in the South that are actually segregated. So take a look at it and just learn. You know, the more we know about our people, our heritage, the more we can teach to the next black person, because we're just as ignorant too. A lot of us don't know anything, and if you don't read and stay educated and stay up on what's going on in the world, then we can't teach it to the next black children, and then they don't have any pride in themselves. So black children are running around, they're killing each other, they got their pants down to the ground, they're disrespecting elders, they're disrespecting their teachers, they don't want to get any education, they're just smoking blunts. But this is all due to the fact they don't know where they come from. And if you don't know where you come from, then you don't know where you're going. And this is why a long time ago, not that even that long ago, with my grandmother, I could sit on her lap and she would tell me stories about her life and her heritage and what she went through and what my ancestors were about, to give me some pride. Our people don't have any pride. We don't have anything to look up to. And so it's time that we really get some new black leaders, younger black leaders, to step up. We have lots of black people who are graduating from college, lots of young men and young women who are on the go right now. And there are many who are trying to step up, and to those, I applaud you. I think I might have talked a little long on this particular subject, so I'm going to go on to a part 2. So I'm going to stop here and then continue on other information and other news that I'd like to share with you today. Have a wonderful day, and this is the Amber Shows, and I'll be right back. Give me a thumbs up, please.